Welcome to Conversations with Spirit, where we dive deep into the mystical and enchanting realms of spirituality. I'm your host, spiritual medium Lauri, and together with special guests, we explore a world of spiritual insights and experiences, as well as offer captivating mediumship and oracle card readings. Tune in for enlightening conversations that will uplift your soul and expand your consciousness. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Conversations with Spirit. I'm so glad you guys are all here tonight. I have a very special guest, and we are talking about some really amazing energy that's going to be happening in the next couple of days. So welcome in to Cheryl Murphy, psychic medium Cheryl Murphy. She is my very special guest tonight. How are you tonight?
Fine. Thank you, Lauri. Thank you for having me on your show.
Of course.
I'm so excited to be here.
I love when you come on. It's just always she puts up with my giggles. She makes it fun. It's always fun when Cheryl's around.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, it's always fun to be here. I love you. I love your audience. You know, you always have great topics.
Oh,
I love doing readings, so I'm in the right place.
Yes, that's awesome. Awesome. But you know what? Before we even start, I want to tell everybody about your very special event coming up on Friday. Ooh, you want to tell everybody?
Yes, thank you. I'm doing a great event with Thomas John. It's coming up this Friday, September 20th. It's online. We're going to be doing audience readings, mediumship readings. It's a 2-hour event with two mediums. So both Thomas and I will be getting an hour in, and we work together pretty often, and we love working together because the energy just really seems to be pretty powerful, and then the audience can really feel the energy from the readings, and it's so healing, you know, to get a reading. It's so comforting. So we'll be doing that September 20th. So there's links on my website. There's links on Thomas's websites where you can get tickets. I'd say, look, if you have a friend or if you need to gift someone a ticket, please do. It's a great opportunity to come watch this event, watch live, readings happening with mediums, see how we work. Thomas and I work a little bit differently. So that's always exciting, and it's always fun.
Yeah. And how much are tickets?
I believe tickets are $30. I believe.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, they're not. I think they're 30, but I may be wrong. You have to check
somewhere around there, right?
Yeah. Check
that's awesome. Oh my gosh. And Thomas John is the seatbelt psychic, which I just love that name. Sorry.
Yeah, it's great.
Really fun.
It's great. Yeah.
So that's great. So tonight, you guys, our discussion, we're going to do a discussion on the energy that's happening right now, but then we're going to give readings. So get ready for that later. Yay.
Awesome.
Tonight, you guys, actually, I should say tomorrow night at 7:45 p.m. Pacific time is the full moon.
Yeah.
And what I love about this full moon, and Cheryl, oh my God, right? There's also a partial lunar eclipse during that same time. So it's going to be, the next couple of days are going to be magical, right? Are you already feeling the energy?
I feel it intensely, usually a couple of days before. So, and it's really pretty, it's a magnificent feeling. It's a very amplified feeling, I tell everyone. So it's more intense, but it's a good feeling because it helps with manifesting. It helps with the law of attraction, about getting to know the energy of the full moon or the new moon. So I hope people go outside and say hello to the full moon.
Yay, of course. And we have our dear friend Kelly Eckhart is on.
Hi, Kelly, I saw you. Hi, Kelly.
And hi, Deborah and Vanessa, Kate, Kim, Kelsey, and Jay Perez. And oh my God, there's so many, Jocelyn, oh my God, and Fuvu. So thanks you guys for being here. I appreciate it so much. It's going to be fun tonight, so.
It will be.
Yeah. So it's going to be I have to tell you, Cheryl, I love the energy of the full moon because I feel like that I'm releasing stuff, right? But it always makes me tired. Like this afternoon for like a day before, and then all the way up until maybe a day after. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So all day today, I was like, okay, I can do this today. I can do this. I can move. I can move. Oh my gosh. Do you ever get tired?
I do, but, it's strong, so I get excited when it's around because I feel like my intuition, is even stronger around those times. It's an
Mm,
exciting time, so it actually, creates more energy for me, and I don't
wow.
sleep well during the full moon, just to tell you. I don't know about
Yeah,
you. How about you?
I don't. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't sleep well and I'm just tired. And JPrez, says it feels intense, like it's meant to transform us. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's such a great point because that's kind of how I feel about it every month when there's a full moon. I feel like it's intense, but it's supposed to be because it's helping us release and transform and that sort of thing.
Mm,
You know?
mhm. Right, the full moon is mostly yes, it's about releasing or letting go, like asking for blessings or being in prayer even. A
Yeah.
lot of people do celebrate the full moon. Some people sleep outside during a full moon just to receive all that awesomeness energy it has to offer.
Yes. And you can put your crystals out there and it charges them too.
That's right. To charge
Especially
them, right, or to clear them. When
to
we put
clear
our
them. Yeah.
crystals out there, we're clearing it. So just, like, set them is that what you would do, Lori? Just set them on a table outside under the full
Yeah.
moon, like, for
Yeah.
the evening? Is that
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Actually, I let them go. I let them stay out there all night long.
Mhm.
And I always think to myself, okay, so if a little animal comes, maybe they just need that energy. That's
There
kind of
we
the way.
go. There we go. I love when I wake up because 'cause I'm not sleeping so much, but when I wake up, I love to go outside and say hello to the moon at any hour of the morning. I mean, it's just amazing. I try to take pictures on my iPhone or,
Yeah.
on my camera, my other cameras. It's just so pretty. So
Yeah.
pretty.
No, it
Yeah.
is. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And along with that, I mean, and it's interesting because I always look at a full moon and an eclipse actually as a real time of reflection and like
Mhm.
inner growth and that sort of thing. And that's related to manifestation. You know?
Amazing. That's
So and
right.
it's all like, this is a really good time, and I always think to myself, "I don't wanna do a live, like, right around the full moon or whatever," because it seems like everybody does, all of us.
Okay.
But we all do it because it's important for us to know. It's important for those that aren't quite understanding of it to know that this is a big time for manifesting and all of that
Mhm.
kinda stuff, right?
It's an important time to teach other people to, start having a relationship with this new moon, full moon, to have a relationship with all this amazing energy in our world, on our planet, with Mother Earth, to really get to know and to feel your way. So, feel your way through the month. Like if you feel more intuitive around the full moon, maybe that's just the time that you're more intuitive, or maybe, like you mentioned, or more tired or less intuitive. But it is about working with that moon cycle, like that ebb and flow feeling of being charged up and revved up, ready to go. And if you need rest, all I can tell you is if you need rest, it's exactly what you need. So please don't try to push it or try to push your way through it. It's still the amazing energy from the moon. It's just sometimes our bodies need rest in order to absorb it or to receive that beautiful energy.
Yeah. And that's exactly how we need to approach the full moon, you know? We need to look at this as a time of intention setting.
Mhm,
We need to look at this as a time of like just knowing that there's the heightened energy,
mhm,
because when there's that heightened energy, what'll happen is that we start to we can start to second
mhm.
guess ourselves and start to just be in doubt of what is going on. Have you ever felt that way? I used to feel that way all the time. That's why I was
Well,
saying that.
what I started using the full moon for also is to connect to my guides and angels. So it's kind of a me time. I go out there, there's usually a nice breeze or now this time of year it's a little bit cooler in the evening, and
Yeah.
it's really about kind of receiving that nourishment or that nurturing from the full moon and being in it's like we're in the light. right?
Yeah.
We're in the light, we're receiving that moon's glow and just standing and letting it beam all over you, right? Just receive it with a smile, but
Yeah.
having that gratitude with the full moon. I'm always saying hi to all my departed loved ones, and hi to my animal friends on the other side, and really knowing it's a time that it's like a time of union, I
Yeah.
feel. Yeah.
It really is. And you know what? I'm sitting here giggling. This older lady that has since passed away. She was one of my favorite people in the world, and
Mm.
she was a medium. She came into mediumship like late in life. I think she died when she was like 95 or something, right? She used to stand outside naked. Do you know who I'm talking about, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't want to say her name, but she used to stand outside naked in the full moon in her backyard and just soak it in. And she is amazing. She was just absolutely amazing. And I would love that. So I would never have, even if though my backyard is like completely like
Yeah.
it's private, right? I could
Aw.
do that. I just don't have the guts to do that. But I always loved her free spirit and that she would
Uh,
just go and do that. So
I know who you're talking about now. Absolutely, when you said free spirit, I'm like, "I know who this
yeah.
is."
She was one of my favorite people in the world
She's a
because she was
favorite.
that free spirit.
She
And
was a favorite.
yeah, and she just didn't have any time or
Mm-mm.
worries about that kind
Mhm.
of stuff,
No,
but
not at
she
all.
could feel the energy.
Yeah.
So there you go, everybody. Go outside, take it
I
all.
also I also kinda it is kind of a ritual, I guess, every full moon. Like, I really do pay attention, to the dates on the calendar. Do you, Lauri? We pay attention to when the full moon is, when the new moon is, and it's a ritual. It's a time of celebration. It's a time of, asking for clarity in your life,
Yeah,
It's a time of, like I said, reunion, but if it's like connecting with the spirit within, right?
yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
we're doing? We're connecting with our higher self. We're connecting with messages from beyond,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's very spiritual.
yeah, it is. And I this might sound like I'm wrapping it all together here, but it is a time of releasing and
Mhm,
letting
mhm,
go of all the junk that does not serve you. And you know what? It's funny because that could be physical stuff. It could
mhm,
be clothes, it could be stuff around your house, but it could
mhm.
also be emotions and feelings that make you not quite so that don't make you feel good, releasing that. But also at the same time, then I always use it as a time of intention setting,
Yeah.
and getting that clarity
I
because
tell
that's
people,
the
yeah.
most important thing.
I tell people when you wanna release to the full moon, it's as if we're handing them our problems or
Mm,
just hand over your grief or your
yeah.
frustration or hand over your worries, right? A lot of people worry, we're worrying people sometimes, and
Yes.
the universe doesn't want us to worry. The universe wants us to trust and to have
Wow.
gratitude and to walk in that faith, that
Yeah.
everything is holy.
Yeah.
So sometimes, or even if you're asking for a healing, maybe you want to release any doubt around the healing, that
Yeah.
you're not going to receive that healing. So, but
Yeah.
just hand it over. It's just put your hands together. Or hand the, feel a beam of light from your heart to the full moon and
Wow.
just send it everything that you don't need, or ask it to help you release anything
Mhm.
uh, that's negative or that you don't want. Yeah,
Yes.
anything that's not in your best interest.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just have to say that, I think she's on your Facebook. She said
Okay.
it's Christine, and she says, "My best friend's name is Laurie Albert with the different spelling of the first name." Is that funny?
Oh, that is
Oh my
funny.
gosh, Christine, that's hilarious, and guess what? When I was a kid, I did have it with the E on the end, so isn't that
You
funny?
did.
Oh,
You
that's
did.
great. Yeah, I
That's
did, and I
something about you
kind
I
of
never knew.
yeah, well, it was one of those things when I was a kid. I was like, I just want to stand out. I don't want to be like everybody else, because there were other girls named Laurie. So yeah, and I called myself Laurie back then, and I call myself Laurie now. I don't know. It's very funny. When you start to get older and you start to have these things, and again, it's part of that whole thing. It's like the shifting. it's
Yeah.
like I'm coming into my own, you know?
Mhm,
So my
mhm.
daughter doesn't use her first name anymore. She uses her middle name as her first name because she's creating
Interesting.
this life for herself,
Right,
you
right.
know?
Creating that identity, you know,
Yeah. Yeah,
growing
she's
into the
creating
energy of
yeah,
her soul signature, so to speak, right? We wanna
yeah,
know all parts of ourselves, right?
yeah,
Healer, know thyself. So,
yeah.
right,
Isn't that amazing?
we wanna know ourselves with our first, middle, and last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, exactly, right? So, let me ask you a question. How does healing come into play around the full moon? Is it like a is it something that you really, I don't know, look to or focus on a lot during the full moon or the eclipse? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do because I can feel it or I sense it. I set my intention to receive always the highest good, right? So I set that intention to receive healing and the highest good and really healing for everyone from me and my family, my community, so to speak. But ask for that energy to be always, it always has light and love in it. But
Yeah.
I feel it and I even feel like color when I feel healing. So when I feel healing
Ooh.
energy around me or in me, it somehow it seems to have a color, and the colors that I see are different each time. But like for this
Ooh.
full moon coming up, because it's like I think it's a harvest super moon, or it's closer to the earth, right? It's going to be
Yeah.
brighter than ever. But
Yeah.
the color I felt with this particular moon was going to be a light pink. So for some reason, I'm sensing healing energy with this moon to be
Oh,
a light pink. So I'm wondering when I go out and see it tomorrow night if it's going to have that halo, right?
yeah.
Because the full moons have an aura, right? They have
Mhm.
an energy field around them and you can
Yeah.
see them. I'm wondering, or I'll be curious to see the
Yeah.
pink when I look
Yeah.
at the full moon.
Oh, and of course, okay, so everybody, we all set our clocks. We need to all set our clocks so that we can remember to do that. Because I
Yeah.
always forget to look to see if there's a color
Mhm,
around it or anything.
mhm,
Yeah. Oh, that's
mhm.
interesting. I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is that what I usually do during a full moon, um, I'll put my left hand. I don't know why it's this way. Like, I don't know. I don't think anybody told me to do it this way. I think it was intuitively. I put my left hand over my heart and I put my hand up
Mm,
to the moon,
mm,
and it's almost like that my hand is bringing into me that
mhm,
healing, that
mhm.
light, that love, that
Right,
clarity, that intuition, you
right,
know? So
right.
I
You're
think
drawing it in.
yeah,
Yeah, drawing it
yeah,
in.
yeah, so I try to do that every time,
Mhm.
on the full moon,
I love it.
s and I gotta tell you, this one especially for me because I have so much going on right now, like, just in every aspect of my life, there's, like, all this stuff going on, and I feel like I need that little boost of energy, you know?
Mhm. We need so much good energy on the planet right now for ourselves,
Yes.
and when
Yes.
you mention the hands, I just wanna remind people that, look, we have minor chakras. We have chakras on our hands. It's very important to realize how sensitive we are and
Yeah.
to really understand that you were connecting with your heart with the full moon and sending and receiving energy. It's enormously important to our I think to our overall well-being of body, mind, spirit,
Mhm.
and to body, mind, soul feeling. But it does help us integrate and realize, hey, look, we're not the only ones here on the planet, and we're co-creators of the universe, and we can manifest and draw and release
Mhm.
anything that really we put our minds to or that we ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you find yourself doing rituals
Mhm.
around the full moon? Like, is there
Mhm.
any, like, do you, and where does, sorry, I'm throwing all these questions at you.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Where does the divine feminine come in with the full moon? Do you
Mm.
have any knowledge on that?
Mhm. Well, so for the rituals, I'm always outside. I just and I try to go outside as much as I can every full moon, and I
Mm,
really do. I sit and I meditate with the full moon, and I try to watch it as soon as it rises, and going into the evening, all hours of the night. I do take photographs of the moon, and it's a big thing with me. I feel like connecting with it. You're focusing your camera on it, you're talking to it, or you're communing with it. It's like I'm having a discussion with a friend of mine on taking a photograph of them. But I do sit and meditate with the full moon each time. And I place my requests, like I ask for things I'm working on, help, or I ask to, release something from the past, maybe that I find that I'm still hanging on to. I love the full moon too, because when you're outside, I live in a neighborhood, so all the neighborhood animals are kind of howling or walking
Oh,
around,
yeah, I love
like the
that.
cats are walking around or the dogs are howling. It's kind of quiet, but it's just you still, and
Yeah.
that vibration,
Yeah.
and the rituals of the divine feminine, I feel, is even getting stronger with each full moon. And it's very strong this year, in 2024 will be even stronger next year.
Yeah.
But the divine feminine really presents herself in the creative insights or inspiration that we have, about using our imagination, or, wanting to send love to other people. That's, wanting to do well in this world, or be a
Mhm.
good person, or how can we be of service? That's the divine feminine.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's really interesting, because I was just thinking to myself, um, I feel like that during the full moon, they talk about hidden truths being revealed during a
Mm,
full moon, that sort of thing, right? And so for me, I would love I really I think this full moon, I'm just saying this out loud so that I can hold myself accountable, right? I feel like that I'm gonna set the tone for, like, clarity.
mhm,
Like,
mm,
I think I want clarity on a few situations going on. Nothing bad. It's nothing dramatic or bad. It's just
mhm.
like, I think I want to request, I guess I'll say it that way,
I like
request
that.
clarity on that stuff.
Yeah,
And so as I sit tomorrow night in the beautiful full moon, I think that's what I'm going to go for. I think, I think that's what
I
I'm going
love
to,
it. I
oh,
love it, and it's as if when you're asking for clarity, Lori, I can feel, like, any fogginess being swept away, or, any roadblocks or anything that's in front of you is gonna
yeah,
dissipate. Like, it's almost like you're moving mountains, right? I'm moving so I can see down
yeah.
the road. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's so beautiful. You have such a beautiful way of words. You really, really do. And
Thank you,
somebody,
thank you.
Soulful Wanderer, just mentioned that. And I was like, yes, I really want to tell her that.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and, look, the full moon, we only have a few left for this year,
Yeah,
it's amazing where we are. We're already
yeah,
coming into the end of the year, and the super moon, by the way, is when the moon is closest to the earth, and I believe tomorrow's
yeah.
full moon is also a super moon, so
Yes, yes,
meaning
yes.
it's closer and brighter and bigger.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's really, take advantage of it. I mean, stop
Yeah,
what you're doing, everyone, and just take a few moments, soak up some sun, breathe it in, draw it in,
yeah,
because it has a beautiful light about it, and it will continue to be with us even though we don't see it. If you're in the part of the world, or if it's cloudy tomorrow night where you are, wherever you live, know that it's still there, and you will still have a full moon, usually for a couple of days after, right?
yeah.
I
Mhm.
believe that's how
Total
it works.
energy.
So a couple of days after. So really, I mean, it's intense, and you wanna ride that wave, ride that wave, or yeah,
Yeah.
do what you can to collaborate,
Mhm.
collaborate that beautiful energy that's coming in.
And then let me throw something out there too, you guys. Okay, so whatever time in the world it is for you, I don't know the full moon tomorrow night. I know that on in Pacific time, it's what did I say, 7:45
Mhm. Right around there.
p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that I always loved as a kid, and I knew when I was a kid, I didn't understand that I had like spiritual gifts or whatever, but I knew I felt the energy. Like I
Mm,
didn't call it energy. I just felt power. I felt the power
mm,
or whatever, right? But I was always I'm going to get emotional. I was always like amazed that if I look up at the moon at the same time, yeah, at the same time as somebody else all the way across the world, my cousin, my beautiful cousin, who is like a sister to me, she lives in Lagos, right? Nigeria.
Ah,
And I always think to myself, if we look up at the moon at the same time,
mhm,
that connects all of us, you know?
mhm.
So I think to
Gosh.
myself, tomorrow night at 7:45 p.m. Pacific time or 10:45 Pacific time, whatever time it is, if we're all looking up
Yeah.
and we're up looking up there at the same
Mhm,
time, like,
mhm,
wow, that's just like there's something so beautiful about that and powerful and
mhm,
magical.
mhm.
It really is a magical thing,
Yeah.
so yeah.
It's very
Anyway,
intense. So, so like what you said, if you set the intention for clarity or for grace in your life or to ask for healing or to release something, it's a great time that will happen. And
yeah,
and if you don't feel it happening, believe me, it's starting to happen.
yeah,
So
yeah,
continue to do it. But,
yeah.
many people, Lori, you may have heard this also, but even like a lot of babies are born around a full moon. Like a
Mhm.
lot of things are happening around the full moon, or people
Yes.
going to the emergency room, like the nurses that I talk to, more the numbers go up right
Yeah.
around the full moon, right? It's intense. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really affects everyone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and I just need to clarify something, okay? So I'm sitting here saying my cousin lives in Africa. She's not gonna see the moon at the same time as I am, but looking up into the sky, it was about looking up.
Yeah,
So just
yeah,
need to
no,
say
no,
that
it's
because
true.
it's like she's like 12 hours ahead of us or something like that, so anyway,
Yeah,
had to
the
clarify
moon
that.
the moon cycles and the ocean cycles and,
Mhm.
listening to Mother Earth and the weather and connecting with all of this, thunderstorms, rain, right? How wonderful is it to connect with raindrops, for example? So we're
Yeah,
talking about Mother Nature here and knowing that in her full glory,
yeah,
there is so much grace being, showered upon us or beamed upon us in that full moon. So
yeah,
that's my always hope for people is to really connect with Mother Nature. Like let tomorrow night show you the power of, what it's all about.
yeah. And if you allow yourself to feel that, like I have a lot of friends and that are like, well, I don't know, if I can feel it or whatever. But you know what? If you just go sit outside and look up at the moon and
Mhm,
just allow yourself to sit there,
mhm,
don't expect any like great aha moment or anything. Just go out there and just
mhm.
be, or again, hold up your hand to so that your hand, like you were talking about the chakras, invite that energy in through your hand to come into your body.
Yeah.
I
Sit
just,
in that Yeah, I get chills when you talk like that because it's like sitting in the wonderment of all of it. Like it's a miracle, really. And, it's an amazing event that, and have so much gratitude when you're connecting because we have our health or we have our family, we have a roof over our heads or
yeah,
clean water. Like there's so much to be grateful for and connecting with that full moon. And I do believe that the more we connect with nature, the more we're connecting with that life force within our own
yeah.
lives. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I just have to read what Soulful Wanderer said. Oh my God, Lori, when I used to live in Japan for 2 years at the age of 19 or 20, my mom and I would do that. They would look up at the moon or the sun.
Oh,
And
oh.
then she says, it would happen that we did see the moon at the same time. Ooh, that's so cool. It was out during the day for mom and bright at night for you.
Mhm,
That is so cool.
mhm.
Oh my God, I love that. Love that. So
And
Iran Williams says, "Do we write letters or wishes and
mhm,
place them out under the full moon?" What a
mhm.
beautiful question.
It's a great
Tell me.
question. Why don't you take that one, Lori?
Oh, we can both say it. I mean,
Okay.
are you gonna say? Aren't you gonna say yes?
I think it's a great suggestion to start because when you put pen to paper, for example, and write down the questions, what you're doing is you're manifesting. You're bringing the invisible dream or imagination to the physical form by writing it down into the form of a question or a wish, and
Yeah,
definitely ask for that. I mean, we do that around the new moon with new moon wishes, but you could ask for that anytime and especially during a full moon. So I'm loving her idea. This is a
yeah,
fantastic
yeah.
idea.
It is because you know what, too, and I always go back to this, especially in talking about manifestation. in terms of like, if you think of something, that's really good. Don't get me wrong. The power of thought, I get that, right? But when we write something down on a piece of paper,
Mhm.
there's something tangible about that. And our mind and our eyes look at that piece of paper, and
Mhm.
you look at that wish that you have,
Mhm.
and it becomes it's more real when you
Mhm.
see it written down on a piece of paper,
Yeah.
you
It
know?
reminds you of it, it goes into the subconscious, and if you would rather draw a picture
Mm.
than write down what it is, that's fine too. The picture represents what you're asking for, and,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about color. I mean, I love writing on colored paper with colored pens. I mean, just the more the better. Just throw it
Oh my
just
god, I love that.
send me anything color and I'm happy, but it's about, like, creating and imagining the most, and then if you keep reminding yourself, like, don't just put the paper away or don't put the photograph away or the picture. Keep
Yeah.
it out and remind yourself what you just wrote down yesterday or last week or last month.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this conversation. I'm having so much fun. If anybody has any questions, or if anybody would like a reading, we're
Mhm,
here for you. So
mhm.
bring it on, friends. Jessica says, I want the full moon to take my pain and anxiety away. The loss of my grandmother is beyond
Mm,
heartbreaking. Oh, I'm
mm,
sure it is. And I'm so sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry to hear that. It's
very much so.
yeah, that's it's so sad. Oh my gosh. But can I just say she's really still with you. Her
Yeah,
energy is still with you. So just keep knowing that.
yeah, and it feels, Jessica, that, the amount of love that she had in this world, you know, is a truly a loss now that she's gone. You can really feel that this world was a better place,
Yeah.
having her here, so thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing her with us, Jessica.
Yeah, that's nice. So we have a whole bunch of people asking for readings. Oh my gosh. Like
Okay.
there's many, many. We are
Oh,
live on 2 YouTube channels, 4 Facebook channels, 2 Instagrams. So we're all over the place, which is so much fun. I love that, right? So we're not going in any order. We're just allowing spirit to guide us to
mhm,
who
mm.
actually needs a reading. Okay. So ask us if you want it, but we're using spirit to guide us. Okay. Do you want to pick the first person?
Yeah, I would just offer people that when you do ask for a reading, if because we're doing very many readings here that are just very short and quick, if you could ask a question, like if you would like a reading, what is that question that you would like to know about?
Yeah.
And then we can get right to it. So,
Yeah.
like for example, Anha says, "I would like a reading, please." I just feel, what is there a certain question we can help you out
Yeah.
with that would be helpful, and that way we could just get to as many. So we'll look for your name, Anha, if you want to write a question or let us know in the comments section, and we'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah, definitely.
But for Sue Hackenmiller, I do believe that if I do believe like Archangel Michael is with Sue, so I just
Oh, you just wait, you just muted yourself.
I would say that for Sue Hacklemore, if there's a Archangel Michael is with her, so I would just say that. That's what I'm feeling for her, a message for her,
Beautiful.
and
Awesome.
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Does she feel it?
Yeah, so Sue, do you feel Archangel Michael with you? That protection and that, I don't know, sometimes I feel like when I know that Archangel Michael is around me, I
Uh,
feel like that I'm wrapped up in this big blanket. It's
oh,
like a
yum.
warm blanket. I love that. So I love that. So we'll see what she has to say.
Thank you.
Anha says, I want to channel and be short about mediumship. So
Mhm,
I want to know, I want to know that I felt my grandma,
mhm.
but how can I do it again? Ooh, you can go ahead and take that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, I just wanna say, look, sitting in the gratitude of the experience that you had with your grandmother, will absolutely bring her through more. Or I could say sitting in the love that you have for her will help you connect more. Now, when we connect with anyone or any guide or angel, we can always ask for a sign. You know, you could ask your grandmother to send you a sign and be open to a sign. I felt her sending you coins, a dime specifically, but I
Oh,
felt her dropping coins in front of you as a sign. So just keep open to that. Hopefully, in the next day here, a day or two, you would receive that. But she may come to you also in other signs too. It's about really connecting with anything that's possible and connecting with the beauty of the universe and connecting with the beautiful beauty of your grandmother. For example, if she liked to read the newspaper, let's just say your grandmother read the newspaper every morning, then perhaps you might get a sign in the newspaper, right? Even the
mm,
headlines could be a sign.
yeah.
But I felt her in coins. So please take that anha and hello and just have that love for her. I am sure you're connecting with her.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh,
Mhm.
that was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Um, so, on my Instagram, Iran is asking me, "Any messages from my pets in heaven?" And she's saying that she always feels Archangel Michael with her. So
Oh,
I love that. Are you
fantastic.
getting any pets? I don't usually get pets. I don't know why. Not even mine.
Oh, what is her name that's asking? May I ask?
Iran?
Oh, Iran. Hi, Iran. Well, I do feel a cat. I just want to say I felt a cat earlier. Also, I
I
felt
do
like you had
too.
no,
Oh,
did you
sorry,
really?
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
go
to.
ahead. Sorry. No, please. Also, I just want to say I do feel connected with birds, but I do feel having a cat as a mate or a soulmate feeling. So I do believe animals can be soulmates. Do you, Lori? Do you feel that?
Oh,
That do you think
yes.
that with animals that their soul can definitely be connected?
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, that's so great. And I was like, excuse me, when you were like, "Oh, yeah, and I feel a cat," I'm like, "Oh, I feel a cat." I was, like, so excited.
Uh,
'Cause I don't yeah,
cheers.
I don't usually get animals, and I don't know why that is, so I connect to, I don't know. I connect to everybody. You know what? If a pet really needs to come through, they
Yeah.
come through. It's not like I've
Mhm,
never had a pet come through,
mhm.
but it's like one of those kind of things, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So Bernadette says, any messages from my spirit guides on my love life?
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put her up there. Oh my gosh, Bernadette.
Mhm.
Can I just do you mind if I go?
Please, please, Lori.
I have to tell oh, by the way, Iran says thank you.
Aw.
Bernadette, I have to tell you, I need to tell you that your spirit guides are trying to tell you to just, you know what? Let's back off. Spend some time with yourself. That's
Mhm,
really what I'm getting for you. I'm getting that spending time with yourself, spending time um doing things that you don't normally do
mhm,
is gonna like give you some I don't want to say like confidence because I don't think you have a confidence problem or anything like that, but I feel like that there are you've got some stuff shifting within your being, within your soul. And it feels like that if you just start to work from your heart, go into your heart a little bit. Hopefully you meditate, you know. So Bernadette, go into your heart and just ask for guidance. And I don't I really get the real strong feeling that your guides want you to kind of hang out with yourself from for now. Not always, right? But I'm feeling like if you could just give it like 3 months. I don't know why I'm getting 3 months. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen after 3 months, but I feel like that if you could give yourself kind of a solid 3 months to work on yourself and just be with yourself, be present with yourself, I
mm.
think that is going to like things are going to shift, and then the the perfect partner for you will show themselves. So anyway, I've been alone for so long. I do agree. I do meditate. Well, I'm glad you meditate. That's good. But I feel like that there's got to be a little bit more. Like you've got to like go into yourself, like right now with this full moon, perfect time for that. Why don't
Mhm.
you try writing down what your dream person would be,
Mhm.
like who is it that you really want? Do you want to laugh? Do you want to go on hikes together? I mean, all of that stuff, just start writing all that down, but then go into your heart about it and say, am I ready for this? Am I ready for this? Because the universe will give it to you. It will. That's just the way it works. It will give it to you when you're ready, but your mind has to be ready too. Okay. That one I could go on for days about meditating and about manifestation. So are you picking up anything?
I loved everything you said, and I
Mhm.
agree completely that Bernadette, you have such a passion and a curiosity that I would follow that, and don't even be thinking about a relationship right now. Just think about the relationship with yourself
Yeah.
and fulfilling what you want. And if you want to attract someone that's funny in your life, then find out how you can be more funny, or open up to being more funny, or start learning how to tell jokes, or take a improv class, so to speak. But it's like, what are you looking for in the relationship? And then finding that within yourself and bringing that into the world, because that's when a friend or a mate steps in. I do feel you meet someone through a friend, just to share with you. Like, you meet
Mm.
someone through someone you know.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. That's great. Awesome. So Bernadette, much love to you. Good luck. So I'm gonna jump over to Instagram. Elizabeth says, I would like to know what to focus on or start doing in my business. That's an interesting question. I think you already know. I think you already know the answer. And I think my personal, like what I'm getting, I shouldn't say my personal opinion because that's not it. It's like what I'm getting from spirit, from my guides saying, she is up to so much. There are so many things. And I think you need to just pick one
Mm.
and see where it takes you. That's just what I'm getting. What do you think about that, Cheryl?
Uh, I love the question, because I feel in some way, we need to kind of trust and have that faith. And it's almost like we have to let go of control and or surrender and go back to the beginning, so to speak, again. Like, we approach this with meditation in a, beginner's mind. And I do feel resolution, or I feel an easiness, like doors begin to open.
Mhm. She's saying, yes, but I need guidance, please.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so the guidance would be and Cheryl, interrupt,
Yeah.
if you need to, meditate, and I'm
Mhm.
sure that you already do, but, meditate and give, and again, this is the perfect time to do that. Give it
It
up,
is.
and if
Yeah.
you say, as you're meditating, if you say, "I give it all up to the highest
Mhm,
and greatest good
mhm.
of spirit and everything," right? If you give it up, and say, I am ready for whatever answer is supposed to come my way, it will come. Okay. I think you're trying so hard, Elizabeth. I just feel like you're
Yeah,
you're trying so
yeah.
hard, and that's not really a bad thing. It's
No.
just sometimes it puts those blinders up, you
Mhm.
know so do you have anything else to say,
Yeah, I
Cheryl?
agree with you completely. Like, the mind, you're very, very involved in what you're trying to manifest, and the universe knows what we want, and it is about surrendering, meditating, receiving, rather than feeling like we have to do something active or proactive. It's almost like we have to sit in that divine feminine and listen, because that's a quality of the divine feminine energy. Receiving, it's a big part of spirituality, is because we're all givers, right? We all love to give. We have to practice receiving. What does it feel like to receive love? And
Mhm.
sit in that
Yes.
beautiful light of receiving love. Even if someone pays you a compliment, opens a door for you on your way to work, for example, know that it's the universe opening the door for you. So receiving that everything to you that's happening is coming for you, right? So life is happening for you. and just allow and sit with that beautiful love that you are.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Elizabeth, much love to you. Keep the meditating going. Keep the meditating going. And like I said, give it up to spirit,
Mhm,
because what you want to do is you want it to be for the highest and greatest good of everybody. And so if
mhm,
you give that up, then spirit will come in and spirit will tell you everything you need to know.
mhm. Sometimes
So,
we think we have to know all the answers,
yeah.
and it's okay to make mistakes. That's really, I guess we all have to know that, right? Failure leads us to success, right?
Yeah.
So know that it's okay to stumble. It's okay to stop and take a break. It's
Yeah.
okay to rest and take a few days off. That actually would free up your energy, if anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's so
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So true, so true. Okay, so do you wanna pick you can
Can I
pick
ask someone in my Instagram, Lori, is asking a question, and I'd like you to help me and tune in with this. But there's someone called Pen Shan C. Hello, or Pi, I should say PEI. It's like Pi Shan C. Would love a reading. Are they headed in the right direction with their business? That's the
Oh,
question. Am I heading to the right direction in my business?
do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to let you
Um,
work with
I
this.
you know what? When I tap into your energy, I'm just gonna I no disrespect, I'm gonna use the word pen because
Yeah,
I don't wanna botch the
yeah.
rest of it, so I'm gonna call you Pen, okay? Um, it's interesting because I am seeing, and tell me if this makes sense to you. I am seeing this way and this way and this
Mm,
way. I'm seeing a windy, windy road. And I feel like that, oh, and please don't shoot the messenger here, but I feel like that this windy road is of your making. You know what I does that make sense? Like I feel like that you're shifting a lot. You're shifting a lot. And what I really am feeling like I'm supposed to tell you to do, Pen, is to actually step back away from how you're doing your business. Step back away from it. Not step away and like stop the business. That's not what I mean. But like
mhm,
if you want to really look at it from a
mhm.
different perspective, it's kind of like when you go up on the roof of a building and you look down, it's a whole different perspective and you're like, whoa. You know what I mean? Or I hope that makes sense. Or if you go
Yeah.
into another part of your backyard and you look at the house, which, a part that you don't normally go to, and
Mhm,
then you look at it and then you see something different. I feel like that you're really headed in the right direction, but I feel this. I feel
mhm,
this. And I feel like that if you just look at things from maybe a different perspective, you'll have like this. I feel an aha moment coming. I'll
mhm.
just say with that. So
Love it,
Cheryl,
and the name, she helped us pronounce her name phonetically. It's,
oh,
Pei Shan, so like P-A-Y.
oh, okay.
So Pan, Pei, same, but
Right.
I just wanna say I love how you're describing it because it feels that in some way, Pei Shan, that you are creating a business model on how you the from the old school, on how things used to work, on what you think we should be creating a business plan on, so to speak. And what I'm feel the universe is saying is, yeah, but what do you want? What is it that you want to create? Because sometimes we listen to other people, and I do feel that with you. I'm like, don't listen to other people. I and we do that naturally, but I do feel there's a part of your soul that's crying out to be original or to be authentic.
Mhm,
And that's
mhm.
where I want to encourage you to do is try something that's off the beaten path. Try something that's new and innovative, because I think that's where your talent is. I really do. I feel you being very, very creative,
Yes.
and
Yeah, I get that too.
that's what I just feel. I feel like, look, you've got it. The universe is just asking you, what do you want? What do you want to create? Rather than working from an old framework.
Yeah.
That's where we're all headed. We're all headed into this fifth dimensional reality. We're all headed into the divine feminine where it's all about creating and being that co-creator and being of service, right? It's about using our imagination more. So I hope this helps, Pay. Thank you. And thank you, Lori, for helping her.
Yeah. Oh, that was beautiful, Cheryl. That was
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. So,
Oh, good.
um, so Carrie Hopper
Mhm.
says, I feel an awakening happening. Here, let me show it to you. I feel an awakening happening.
Mhm.
Is this the moon doing it? I feel 918 or 919 is bringing me something.
Mm.
What is it?
Mm.
Ooh, that's so fascinating. I love that you're tapping into that energy. I love that you're feeling the energy. You've got your intuition is right there. It's right in front of you. Um, you're already awakened. I'm kind of feeling. I'm just gonna say it that way. I don't know, Cheryl. Do you feel that already
I
too?
do. I'm like, this
Mm.
girl's already awakened, and even having been connected with the soul has been connected. The soul has done this before. I just want to say, I think a lot of things in your life, is it Carrie? I think it's Carrie. I feel
Very.
like deja vu, like you've done a lot of this before. Maybe that's what the questions are around, is like, why is it so easy? Or why am I not having a lot of challenges in my life? And look, the challenges, I just feel in some way you're creating, because
Yeah.
this you have been your soul has been connected to this higher calling, and if you would allow it to be so easy, then it would be so happy to express all the gifts through you. And I love it that you want to say the 18th and 19th are powerful days. Absolutely. Like, continue that energy, that full moon energy. It doesn't go away, it
Yeah.
only transforms.
Yeah. So true. So true. Um, yeah, it's so funny to me because I'm thinking back to people that come to me quite often and they say, I feel like something's happening. I'm having an awakening. But let me say it to you this way: if you're feeling like something's happening already, it already has, you know? And this is just you acknowledging it. So, Carrie, I hope that that makes sense to you because you're there. You're right there. It's just a matter of kind of finding what is your strength? Like what is it that like gives you goosebumps when you think about it? Um I feel like that your intuition is just through the roof. Like it's just
Mhm.
blossoming like fast, really fast. So I feel like that's all I'm supposed to say for now about that.
Nice.
I don't mean to
Nice.
sound all weird
Nice
about
work.
that, but I feel like that's kind of where I'm supposed to leave that. Just keep doing, keep going, keep allowing yourself to grow or just experience stuff. It's kind of like what we were sort of talking before to Elizabeth. It's like sometimes you just have to step away from it and just allow it to happen. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So you want to choose one?
I
What?
know that you're reminding me when I was trying to learn different languages to speak, and you study and you're so in it, you're intensely in it, and you're not getting it, and oh, you wish it were easier. And then you shut the books after studying for so long, and you step away from it. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open and you're like, oh my God, I'm understanding different languages. It's really just about that. Trust yourself. Thank you. Kristen just said it beautifully. Trust yourself. And that's really, really great, great. Thank you, Kristen. Great advice.
I love that. That's true. Very true. Um, yeah. Um, okay. So I'm just getting this sort of download that I'm supposed to, because
Oh,
I'm seeing some of these questions and they're kind of talking about how do I find the love of my life? How do I help my business? I feel like I'm supposed to talk about a couple of the sort of the main things, aspects, points to manifestation. Okay. Um, Carrie says, trust myself is the hardest. Yes, it is.
yes, it
That's
is.
why, and it's so interesting because that's why I feel like I'm supposed to kind of talk about manifestation. Manifestation will happen. And you can say, oh, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But guess what? We're manifesting the great stuff, but we're also manifesting the not so great stuff. Okay. So we're manifesting all the time. Isn't that a great idea to choose what we're manifesting? Like if
Mhm.
you sit like I have somebody in my life who is always like, "Well, I'm poor." I'm just like, "Oh my god, if you keep saying that, If you keep saying that, then you're gonna be, I mean, you gotta pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts. Keep the and this is what I say in my book is that like take a couple of days and just start to pay attention to your thoughts about,
Mhm.
oh, wait a minute. I'm saying, oh, you know what? I'm saying that I'm poor an awful lot. Or I'm saying that, I'm tired an awful lot. Or, notice what you're doing. And then once you realize that you're doing that, you can take that and say, oh, I'm recognizing I'm saying I'm tired all the time. You can shift that, right? You
Mhm.
you feel that, oh, I'm tired. And then you go, oh, wait, no, wait. I am I don't know. I am energetic. You shift it around to something more positive.
Mhm.
Okay? So I feel like that a lot of these people are saying this like, what should I do about this and that? And I feel like that, you know what? You got to understand you're manifesting everything, the good and
Mhm.
the not so good.
Mhm.
I don't like to say bad. I don't like to use that word,
So
but the good and the not so good.
affirmations are, like you're saying, are a great idea. So,
Absolutely.
about trusting yourself, an affirmation would be, "Every day in every way, I trust myself more and more."
Yeah. Oh
Every
my
day
God.
in
That's so
Yeah,
perfect.
every day in every way, it's becoming easier to trust myself, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday, I was feeling poor, I didn't have enough money, but, that's temporary, and every day in every way, I'm a money magnet,
Yeah.
and I know I'm attracting money. Money loves me, right?
Yeah.
These are affirmations, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. Yep. I have to say, okay, so Gary says, yes, don't invite those negative thoughts in your mind because they will manifest your reality. But then Gary keeps going on and he says, it's like the genie in the bottle with the universe always responds to conspire on your behalf. But here's the thing. Don't you remember the story about how, and I don't know where I don't know what the story is, but like the genie comes out and then somebody asks the genie a question, but it's like it's a stupid question. It's like, oh wait, so I'm like, like you're asking like, well, I'm saying this so badly today, but like if you say something along the lines of like, um well, how many wishes can I get? Or how many, you ask a dumb question, but the universe is going to respond to that. That's a really bad. I just totally botched that. But if you understand what I'm saying, if you ask, it is like the genie in the bottle. Ask for what you want. Be specific and
Mhm.
don't include anything negative if you can.
You
Try
know,
really hard,
a
right?
good practice is to thank your angels in advance. I thank your guides and angels in advance for
Yeah.
bringing you the love of my life or the love of
Mhm.
your life, or, thank the universe and tell the universe how excited you are that you're stepping into a new you. It's a new day. This is a lot of new energy out there that you're a part of. And that
Mhm.
with each breath, you're moving forward.
Yeah.
And, look, we all have those down days and those bad days. Don't expect perfection by any means, and I think
Exactly.
even the down days are sometimes the
Yes.
greatest teachers, right?
Mhm.
Even
Mhm.
when we have a step backwards, so to speak, and things don't go our way, but those are the lessons, that's the good stuff, that catches our attention to say, "Hey, wait a minute, what are you really asking for?" The universe is saying, "Can you be a little bit more clear?" "What is that? What is that? What do you want? You want a relationship? Or you need money? And what will you do with that money that you manifest? Will you share it? Will you give it to a charity? Will you use it to better yourself and others?" So
Yeah.
take it that one step further. As I'm Thank you, angels and guides, for
Yeah.
gosh, for giving me a great place to live. I'm so happy. I can't wait to share it with my family, my friends. That type of feeling too. Take it one more.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because Elizabeth just said, um, how do you use your thoughts to help with grief? Do you have a
Mhm,
manifestation for grief? Well,
mhm,
right away, first of all,
mhm.
go go to a grief group. Okay.
Yeah.
So everything that we ever talk about regarding manifestation and all this stuff should be done in conjunction with um professionals. Okay.
Mhm,
I mean, like going to see a doctor or that sort of thing. But what I would do when I'm faced with the grief of whatever, like my mother passed away a few years ago. And I really got into the habit of going, "Thank you, mom. Thank you. Thank you." And that was really all I had to do, and it kind of lifted me up a little bit. So,
Mhm.
I hope that helps at least a little bit, Elizabeth. So anyway,
No,
it's,
it's beautiful, it's beautiful, and yeah, expressing gratitude, it does take us to higher vibrations, and we are what we vibrate, we attract what we vibrate, and,
absolutely.
I love what you're saying about having gratitude, and look, about our loved ones that cross over, I mean, how lucky were we to have them in our life, and how lucky will we be when we do see them again, so to speak, and then
Mhm.
how grateful are we to be mediums to understand the privilege and honor to do the work that we do, by
Absolutely.
bringing through those messages of love and
Mhm.
divine healing,
Mhm.
and so it is a practice, right? It's a
Yeah.
practice. We're all here learning and all doing the best we can.
Yeah, we really are. We really are. Oh my gosh, tonight was so much fun.
It was.
Do you have anything before we head out? Is there anything, any last little tidbits that you
Oh.
can give us maybe for tomorrow's full moon and eclipse?
I would say, just come to anything in life, whether it's meditation or this full moon, come with the open mind and open heart. Come with a beginner's mind or a playful mind and innocence, about celebrating, right? And being in this gratitude, as Gary had mentioned, and being grateful about the joy that of the anticipation of the full moon, because right there, that lifts your vibration up, and
Yes.
just step into the imagination of your dreams and your desires, and really I do believe that's our highest truth. That's the universe within all of us wants us to manifest our highest dreams and wishes, and to keep having more wishes. Don't just stop having wishes, keep wishing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So while you were speaking, I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to pull a card."
I'm
So I
so
have
glad you did.
this new deck. It's called Ocean Spirit Oracle. Okay.
Okay.
And I pulled out, I said, "Okay, Spirit, give me a card, whichever card I'm supposed to have," right? Oh my gosh, I pulled the trust card. Is that the funniest thing ever?
That is so perfect.
I know. It's so perfect. So it says trust, and then it says sail through life.
Yeah.
And what happens when you're sailing? You
Yeah.
know, what happens when you're sailing? You are allowing the wind and the water to take you
Mhm.
in wherever you're going, right? You probably can speak to that
I
better than
was
I
gonna
can.
say, I wish I had my captain's hat right now, but, yeah, you have the wind in your hair, you're with nature, you're completely, just enjoying the being outside and hopefully the dolphins and whales in the water and the turtles. But, yeah, when you're sailing through life, it's as if, you know what? We do have to trust, right? I think for all of us, and why don't we do that? Why don't we just set an intention for tonight that this full moon, we're gonna we're gonna ask for more trust for everyone or have gratitude on the amount that we already do trust.
Yes.
We've all come so far.
Yeah.
We really have on our journey.
Yeah, we really have. And the more we trust spirit and where we're supposed to go, and and it's hard. A lot of people have a really hard time
Mhm,
trusting and allowing spirit to come in and intermingle with our souls, with our spirit. But the thing is that when we allow that little, even if it's only for a few seconds at a time,
mhm,
that starts that little seed growing.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
I love this. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
well said.
Tomorrow's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Thank you so much for being here tonight,
Uh,
Cheryl.
thank
I
you for
appreciate it
having me. Thank you
so
for
much.
having me on your program, Lauri.
So let's hear one more time.
Mhm.
She is going to be doing on Friday. You have a
Friday.
really cool event. Oh,
Yes, September 20th with Thomas John, and everyone, you can find out tickets through my website at mediumcheryl.com. Just look on my events page, the same with mediumthomas.com. We're doing a 2-hour event online. I believe it starts at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern. So buy tickets or bring a ticket for a friend, maybe someone who's never been to a demonstration online. Maybe they just want to observe. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Maybe you need a message yourself and you want to sit in that energy of the beautiful spirit of unconditional love. So please join us. We have such a great event, and everyone that shows up, I always feel, it's the exact right people that are showing up and the exact perfect messages. So I hope everyone can join us this Friday.
oh my God, that's so great. Oh my gosh, the two of you working together. I mean, that's just extraordinary. That's
It's
that's
fun.
gonna be great.
It's
So
good.
awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Cheryl.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
being here, everybody. And I will be here next Monday. So next Monday is so check this out. I've got Aaron Gallagher coming on next Monday, and then next Wednesday. I have a very special guest. I'm doing it at a different time. So subscribe to my YouTube page so that you can be alerted whenever I schedule these events because yeah, I got some upcoming really fun ones.
Oh,
So
that's wonderful.
yay,
Wonderful,
I'm so
Lori.
excited. So thanks you guys so much for being here. And thank you, Cheryl. I
Thank you,
always
Lori.
love having you on. You're so
Thank
you,
you.
you bring such beautiful light to the world. So I
Oh,
appreciate
thank you. Well, namaste, Lori. And I love everything that you're doing. And thank you
it.
for providing all of us with just your love and your support and teaching us how to
Yeah.
how to connect with our own truths within. So thank
Yeah.
you.
So enjoy the full moon tomorrow night, everybody. And namaste. Till next time, namaste. Bye.
Namaste. Bye.